This video contains content sponsored by John Wilson Blades and MK Blades. Opinions discussed in this video do not reflect the views of John Wilson or MK.
Well, hello and welcome to the TSL Fantasy Preview Edition for Skate Canada. Hi! We are super competitive and getting ready for our second round, and the Puritan's Pride prize pack actually just got to your house. I've had it for more than a week now, and why don't you start going through it, because I don't even know if you know what's in this.
I have no idea.
I'm going to tell you what I think about all of it.
Okay. Ooh! Pumpkin spice coffee?
Yes. Okay, so that smells really good. I haven't tried it yet because I have to get a new thing for my coffee part. Whatever. The part of my coffee pot broke. I have to get a new one. All right.
Aroma fire?
Yes. Okay, so this is my favorite thing that's in here, is that this is a room diffuser for your essential oils.
Yeah.
So you need this in your yoga studio because not only do you get to use the essential oil, it fills up the whole room like far better than a candle.
Right.
And
this is amazing.
yeah, and it comes with a pack. There are 4 essential oils in there. So if you are someone, last year I made a joke with the prop of the lavender spray, but people who are into herbs and essential oils believe that lavender is supposed to help with anxiety and depression and also help you sleep better. And that's why a lot of things are scented lavender. And you put this on at night, although I wouldn't put this right in your room because it actually has a light on it. I don't know if you could turn the light off. I haven't known that yet. But it smells so good, and it does actually help you sleep better, I've noticed. So, yeah. At least I think that it helps me sleep better because there are rules about what you can claim about natural herb products. But in my opinion, I felt like my sleep felt wonderful. So
I'm really excited about this because I already have one, and I have it downstairs. Mm-hmm. So I'm tired of moving it around, and now I have to.
What else is in Mary Poppins' good box? Oh, those are really good. I picked them out. So I picked most of this out. Sometimes Dan has a mind of his own and does different things that are in there, but that's definitely, I picked that out.
I'm kind of tempted to open one and have one now.
I already ate the whole box.
And I'm kind of hungry. So up next is our protein powder.
Yes.
Can never have too much of this.
Yes.
Awesome. There's so much stuff here.
I know.
Worth the public humiliation you're putting me through. Ooh, sleep. Have you used this?
Of course.
Okay. How's it work?
Wonderful.
Is that why you slept so well at Skate America?
I actually didn't bring that to Skate America, but I do use that to get myself on a sleep schedule. So.
Oh. This is great. Biotin conditioner.
Use that, yes.
We all know about the Jufro, so. Multivitamin gummies.
Love them. It makes you think that you're eating candy when you're eating vitamins. I'm a big fan of that.
I feel like this is Christmas right now. This is so great. Ooh, Holistic Beauty, a body wash.
I picked it out because remember last year I said that I can use pomegranate if I want to. Just smell it.
Yes. And I would like to point out that it is paraben-free.
Yes.
Fate-free. All these things, cruelty-free.
I fell in love with that brand because in my yoga studio they use the shampoo that I'm obsessed with. So maybe in the next prize pack we'll have that in.
And a shampoo that goes with the conditioner.
Yes. There should be essential oils in there.
Biotin.
Yes.
For nails and hair. I took this. I take this. So this is great. I'm not sure what this is. Bioflavonoids and wild rose hips.
I don't know what that is.
Well, flavonoids are what's in dark chocolate.
Oh. Like the delicious stuff or the good stuff?
No, good for, I want to say circulation. Maybe it's in what's in red wine. I have a degree in these things, but we know that's All right, I think I got it all. Nope, I feel something else. Nail repair.
Oh, yeah. So it's supposed to, like, I don't really understand how this works, but I've just, like, gotten into painting my nails with it so that I won't bite them. So, because I'm a nail biter. It's skating season. I'm nervous all the time.
Here's the lavender.
There are 4 different ones in there. There's eucalyptus, peppermint.
This is great. I use this at the end of my yoga classes, and everyone comes up to me and is like, what was that?
Wait, do you, like, spread it on them? Like, when they do the eucalyptus stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Love that. Okay.
And then the peppermint. Got it. Thanks.
Got it. Yeah, so let's talk about fantasy for this coming week, now that we've made everyone super jealous. Let's talk about how what the matchups are thinking. For the men, I have to say that this is a really difficult week, and to me, I'm really struggling with all of the disciplines here. Skate Canada is usually a good event for me. I won it last year, I remember. I beat Jenny for it. But the dance event, some of it is going to depend on the caller. I'm going with Virtue and Moyer for the win. I can tell you that right now it's what Team Dave is doing.
Funny, it's difficult after first place. I think that each event has a clear winner, and then after that, it all goes to hell.
Yeah, so the dance event, I'm really debating Capolini Lenote against Chalk and Bates for 2 and 3. And Gillis and Poirier in there. This is really kind of a rematch of the Nebelhorn Trophy. Chalk and Bates have lost twice, but if there's a caller, there might be a push for them. If there's like a friendly caller, otherwise I'm going to give the edge to the Italians. But Gillis and Poirier are in Canada. This could be an awful week for Chalk and Bates. They could be 4th, and they might just want to like stay home the rest of the season if they don't do better.
Capolini and Lenote did beat Chalk and Bates
at Nebelhorn
season, right?
Yeah, at Nebelhorn.
And so do Stepanova and Buchan, though. Well, it's going to depend on the caller, but factor in maybe ahead of Gillis and Poirier.
I mean, it's possible that they could be, but they're in Canada.
Right.
These are the decisions that are going to keep us up at night as we get ready for fantasy skating. We hope that you're stressing out about this, too.
Too many North American teams in the top 4. Yeah. Like, you need to throw in a Russian.
I know, and then for the last spot in the top 6, I'm really going between, as I'm counting correctly, Paul and Islam against Hawaii and Baker.
I'm going Hawaii and Baker.
I'm thinking that, but then we're in Canada.
But Paul and Islam are now the 4th Canadian team and have never really been a factor on the international scene.
I know. I don't know. It's things we have to worry about. Now, in pairs, I'm going with Jillian and Bob for the win. But after that, you've got Luba and Dylan, Kavaguti and Smirnov, who are sticking around. And then you have Denny and Fraser, who were just second at Skate America. So I don't think that Denny and Fraser are going to be ahead after the short. They're kind of long program skaters. They're like marathon, not a sprint.
Fatigue is going to hit them doing 2 in a row, coming back from injury.
But then you've got Luba and Dylan, who are inconsistent with the jumps.
Right.
And you've got Kavaguti and Smirnov, who are like 110.
And we're terrible in the Russian test skate, but traditionally in the Grand Prix have done very well. Usually have won.
That Russian test skate was like a long time ago by now.
Right. Really?
We were wearing shorts during that. Or at least I was.
My mind.
Now the ladies is also stressful. Okay, so you've got Medvedeva versus Miyahara. You wonder at what point is defending going to hit Medvedeva, because I think she gets one competition where she's like a little iffy, makes like a freak mistake. Usually is what happens when someone's defending a world title.
Afford one mistake and win, in my opinion here.
But Miyahara is so consistent.
Right.
So Medvedeva is going to win the short, for sure.
I have Medvedeva winning this whole thing.
I have her winning, but sometime Sotoko Miyahara is going to come through.
Right. I have her in second. I think it's what's after second is really interesting. You're in Canada, Canadians.
And Caitlin Osman, she just beat Mawasada.
Right.
There's Mirai.
Here.
What?
She could be second here.
She could. I don't think she's going to beat Miyahara. And it could happen. Then you've got Mirai Nagasu, and you've got Tuk Demisheva. Right. So Tuk Demisheva, I think it's between Mirai and Osman for the 3rd spot, in my opinion. But then you've got...
Osmond is a clear third.
Listen, I got 105 points last week. How many did you get? 58, okay? Let me just...
I think Osmond is a clear third, and then the rest, even like wild card here, well, they're all wild cards, but Elaine Chartrand.
Yes.
Did win the short here last year. She did pretty well in the short last year.
Yeah.
Rika Hongo has that Grand Prix where she does randomly well. Tuktamisheva, Nagasu.
Yuka Nagai. She was good here last year in the short.
Yes. This is hard.
I think the only thing... Well, last year we thought it was a clear bet that Yuzuru Hanyu was going to win, and this is where he lost to Patrick Chan.
Right. I have him winning this year.
Marina does have the golden touch. She's like Drew Meekins when people used to date him at U.S. Nationals. Anyway, if you didn't read the old blog, you're not in on the joke. Anyway, I think that Hanyu... I'm going with him for the win here, but you...
And second... Who's third here?
I don't know. We need to ask Ann Jensen to get us some practice reports from Southern California. Daniel Samoan, we've got Nishiki, we've got a lot of people here that could be upsetting the apple cart.
Yeah, Samoan didn't do well in early Senior B. It was like very middle of the pack. I would think he steps it up here. Also, you have Grant Hochstein, who seemed in our recent memory to be pretty consistent.
And he's been getting better with each competition thus far this season. And then we have Ross Minor. We haven't seen too much of Ross yet, but that's another one that could...
Right. Wasn't he like second at Cup of Russia last year? I'm like skewing all these facts without the information in front of me from memory of like, oh, they did well. I might have Hochstein third.
Well, you're putting it out there. So we want to know, what are you picking for fantasy? This is what we're thinking about. Remember, we don't know, but there's going to be double points in one of the divisions this week, so we're very excited. So get your fantasy out. Hold it edge.
We're very excited to talk about. Don't cut me off just yet.
Okay.
We have something else in the skating world to discuss.
Yes, La, what is this? What do you want everyone to be listening to?
Have you been listening to the Tara and Johnny podcast?
Yes. I'm embarrassed to say
hate admitting because I hate admitting to it.
I'm subscribed to it.
Oh, I am too, because like I don't want it to go away.
So I usually listen to it when I'm in the shower, or when I'm driving. Usually in the shower, so that I feel like I'm getting something accomplished while I'm listening to it.
Over the water?
You know what they're talking about. I mean... Last week we learned that skating fans aren't even their target demographic.
And that they have production calls, because God knows what could happen in those. Does it kind of remind you of their skating, like more so Tara, where it's like you don't really enjoy it, but you can't look away?
I guess that's a way of putting it. It reminds me of when we went to her house and what your facial expression was like when she gave you the tour.
Yes. She's very nice. I actually really enjoy hanging out with her as much as I feel like I rip on her. But, okay. We needed to talk about how she didn't evacuate during the hurricane.
Okay.
So they came out with we're talking on Wednesday, and they come out with like a new episode at midnight on.
Why do you know what time it comes out?
I don't know. Maybe I'm a bigger fan than I'm letting on. So, Tara didn't evacuate Kiowa Island during Hurricane Matthew.
Well, she had wedding planning to do.
Everything that we hear about Tara is how, like,
she's crying, she's nervous.
Right. Yeah. What's the word for someone who always thinks they're sick?
Hypochondriac.
Yes, very much. Like totally freaks out. Had, like, a total freak out in Brazil when she got a mosquito bite. Like, everything's just about how cautious she is and how she, like, doesn't like danger and any of this. Yet she decides to stay on an island that had been evacuated during the Hurricane Matthew. And we think that this, like, might be because her house is so big there. Like, nothing that could have happened if she was on the second floor.
Or, like, in the basement. Don't you think they probably have, like, a panic room or something?
She seems like she has several panic rooms from listening to her. But, like, I just have to wonder what...
Now, we've seen this house before.
Well, I had a friend in college whose parents had a house on Kio Island, so I would, like, go on some bike rides and try to find it.
Is it as big as I think it is?
Oh, yeah, and it has the Olympic flag out, so...
Oh, everyone knows who's living there.
This is not a big island. It was easy to find. And I had seen it on, was it Lifetime?
It was on HGTV with Regis's wife, and then it was on Open House NYC.
Yes. It's very Gone with the Wind inspired, like what she's named after.
And there's the Parisian hallway, and then there's like the I Beat Michelle Kwan floral inlay from Nagano. Yeah, we need to go to the house. She should invite us.
She should. She's getting married, I think, in Kiowa.
Yeah, and I don't think she has that. So she used to live right across from, we can say this because she doesn't live there anymore, the house that she was renting right across from Magnolia Bakery in the West Village. And she took you on a tour. I believe I was on the tour too, but somehow in my mind you were just on the tour of the house. Explain the key moment of when you were in Tara Lipinski's house and what happened.
Okay, so first of all, Tara lived in a house in New York City. A townhouse that she rented.
$12,000 a month.
Yeah, that was the rumor. Well,
Tim Gable looked it up.
Yeah, it's easy to Google those things once you have the address. And I, like, really enjoyed spending time with her. She was, like, surprisingly so normal and nice. But she goes to show me her closet. And she's just, like, opens it up. And the closet's about the size of my entire apartment. And she's just like, I heard the closet space in New York is really small. So this is great. And I was just, like, jaw dropped open at the size of this closet. It was just like, I heard the closet space is tight around here.
This coming from a girl whose father was the Attorney General in the state of Maryland, and, like, you didn't let us know that nugget until we went to your wedding, and I Googled.
I don't think. Anyway, so her version of Jason Hoppy flew in. Tara, I don't think, does very well alone, which, like, surprises me about an only child. You think that they, like, are a little bit more independent and self-sufficient, but she does not seem like it at all.
No, she's always hanging out with Pat. They're going bike riding at 5 a.m.
Right. Or Johnny. Or Todd Kath.
Johnny is not the star of this podcast. I'm way more interested in what Tara's doing every week.
Oh, yeah. Like, anyway.
Johnny actually sounds like he's trying to sound sophisticated, like when he used to give us the accents. It doesn't... I actually don't care what he's doing at any time during the... I'm so into what she's doing.
Yeah, she's fascinating. And so she doesn't...
That's not a read on Johnny, by the way. You have to listen to this. Like, Tara is just... She is so busy doing so little. Like, not... Okay. Like... Decorating, okay, so to me, decorating would seem like not that important, but like I don't have 5 houses like Tara does, and it's definitely, I don't have as many rooms to decorate, so it could be a lot. Like, I understand, like, she's going to Bath and Body Works, like, you have to see this house and then put it in perspective that, like, well, decorating for Tara may be like a full-time job, because, yeah. And she doesn't do things halfway, either, like, yeah.
Anyway, they don't evacuate during the hurricane. I just can't believe this. Like, I've been, where my mom's from in North Carolina and where we go to the beach, like, we've been there when there's a hurricane and you just, like, board up the houses and everyone leaves. And it's not so much that, like, she was in danger, but, like, what if something happened? And this is someone who's, like, says she's so cautious. What if, like, the lamp fell on her head and she needed to call, or someone else, her mom or dad, someone trips and falls, someone has a heart attack, something happens and you need someone to come onto the island to help you. That's not happening when there's no access on and off the island. She decides to stay.
What?
And drink and wear earplugs.
Yeah, why was she wearing the earplugs? Because the hurricane was that loud, and that didn't tell her that maybe she should have left. Why didn't they just helicopter out of there?
Right. Yeah, good question. I mean...
Look up Jack Lipinski's net worth. Okay, I mean, they could have... Yeah, this is...
So freaked out by the high winds that she had to wear earplugs. Now, I love a natural disaster. Like, Hurricane Sandy is, like, my thing. Or, like, all the, like, blizzards. Like, you might not know this about me, but, like, I love a natural disaster. Like, I love, like, that energy in the grocery store when it's, like, so packed and everyone's freaking out and you have to, like, everything shuts down. Like, I love it. I don't need earplugs. But, like, if you're totally freaked out by these things, why stay?
What did you do during Hurricane Sandy? Like, when you're having that good of a time?
We just, like, went out drinking.
Okay, so, like, in Jersey, there were actually, like, actual trees falling, and people, like, their houses getting ruined. We watched A League of Their Own, and we were, like, camping downstairs. We lost power, and we lost, like, heat, and and we were just, like, it was, like, camping, but indoors, and
yeah.
I guess it was kind of fun for, like, a hot minute.
I went a little stir-crazy, but this was, like, when I was living with Kathleen and Timothy, and Justin was there. We have this, like, joke now where he, like, says to me, and he's like, this hurricane's supposed to be, like, really bad. Do you think we should go to the store and just get some, like, Snicker bars and canned fruit cocktail? And I was like, honey, I'm not eating Snicker bars and canned fruit cocktail. Freeze this over. We're the last ones here. I'm not eating that.
Well, Dawn bought a lot of ice cream because she thought somehow that would be good because if your freezer goes. I mean, come on.
Well, it's really funny that people buy, like, eggs, bread, and milk, and you're like, what are you going to do with, like, those three things? Like, make French toast and just live on French toast for weeks? Like...
Do you think Tara knows how to cook?
She tried baking.
Did that? Oh, yeah, she's been baking lately. What else has Tara been doing that's been fascinating you?
She goes to dinner.
Yeah. Oh, and she saw Abby Lee Miller.
Yeah. I don't think we can, like, make fun of her as much for not working, because now she does the commentary and the podcast. Where, like, when we hung out with her in New York, like, she didn't do anything.
She was very busy, though.
Wouldn't she, like, try to meet you in the middle of the day for lunch, and you were like, Tara.
That did happen. She's inclusive. And she used to go to yoga until Sasha moved there, and then Sasha's too flexible, and these girls are all competitive, and then she was all about spin. And all about, like, winning and spin. Yeah.
Winning at Flywheel. I have to say that time we went to brunch with her was, like, she didn't eat, but it was one of the best eggs Florentine I've ever had.
Did I? I don't think I had the eggs Florentine. But anyway, I don't know what we are even talking about anymore. But listen to the Tara and Johnny podcast. What is fascinating about you? So wait, 1 second. Does Johnny, like, take Ambien and then wander around?
Oh, he seems to get really drunk and wander around. Did he take Ambien?
I feel like I get the vibe that he's, like, wandering around / tweeting on Ambien. Or just on wine or something.
Or are you referring to where he gave this woman his shoes?
Okay, so I was intrigued by that as well. Alright, I mean, if you haven't, I think maybe we should make a list of all of the things that have happened on this podcast that make us curious, but their lives are way more exciting than mine. I'm, like, wearing yoga pants and watching episodes of Maude, because that's what happens.
What is Maude?
With B. Arthur?
Oh, okay.
Do you know who that is?
No, but you gays love her. Right? Is she the Golden Girl?
Yeah. Have you ever seen the Golden Girls?
Yes, I do like the Golden Girls. Which one? Was she Dorothy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she was from Mary Tyler Moore. Well, no.
Right.
Sorry, Betty White's from Mary Tyler Moore. Maude was from All in the Family, and then they had a spin-off.
Okay.
I digress. You need to watch her. You need to watch. You're into Maude. She was a big liberal. But anyway, I don't think you've really watched The Golden Girls. I don't think so. You were busy skating. But anyway, we want to know what is fascinating you about the Tara and Johnny podcast. What is Tara going to do next? And what do you think Tara was doing on the island? And where was she staying in this big house? And have you looked up the house?
Waves couldn't get up there.
What are your favorite aspects of Tara's homes that you've learned about through her social media, her Instagram, from her different specials on her house? What fascinates you the most? We want to know, what are you thinking of Tara and Johnny? What are your fantasy picks on our random show for this week? Hold an edge and look sexy. Bye, guys.